With the Switch 2 finally being announced, I now have a question. Where's Animal Crossing? We're making this video again. I know I'm rushing and I should be patient, but it's been 5 years since New Horizons. Excuse me. And based on past release schedules for the Animal Crossing series, we're past due. With the exception of the gap between New Leaf and New Horizons, we got a new game every 3 to 4 years. The only reason the most recent gap was so long was because the Wii U was the console that a new Animal Crossing would have come out on, and it was so bad that Nintendo just didn't want to waste their time and resources to make one. Instead, they released free DLC for New Leaf, which was a great choice, and the right choice. And that was still like 4 years after New Leaf came out. Will we see an Animal Crossing on the new console? Yes. If that's all you came to hear, I mean, I'd like for you to keep watching for like watch time and YouTube algorithm. New Horizons was the second best-selling game on the Switch 1, and we're already getting a new version of the best-selling game, which to me means that the second best-selling game probably isn't far behind. But the real question is when. If we're following the trends, we should already have a new Animal Crossing, but the Switch 1 has been around for almost 8 years now, which is about 3 years longer than the normal lifespan of a Nintendo console. And Nintendo usually hates putting multiple games from the same IP on one console. I say usually. Obviously this is barring re-releases and remakes. But they don't always follow this rule though. We did get 2 3D Zelda games, as well as Splatoon 2 and Splatoon 3, but their lack of wanting to release multiple games on the same console means that there was a slim chance of a new Animal Crossing coming to the Switch 1, especially since it's a game that never ends, so this 5-year gap has a reason. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom do have an ending. Makes sense that, you finish one game and then, oh look, there's another Zelda game you can go and finish again. Animal Crossing is meant to be played forever, which means multiple per console doesn't really make sense from a business point of view. Why would customers, especially normies that aren't diehard Animal Crossing fans, which was most of New Horizons' audience, though I do wonder how many of those players are newly diehard fans now, thanks to New Horizons, won't buy another game when they already have a perfectly good Animal Crossing on a console that they already have. A new console gives Nintendo a good reason to keep developing additional games in a series, so hopefully they're already developing Animal Crossing. Though it does make me wonder how many of those normies will buy a Switch 2. Will they see the worth of purchasing a brand new console just to play a game that's still perfectly playable on the console they already have? Maybe not. One of the big selling points of the Switch 1 was the ability to take the console with you and also play on your TV at home. The normies will probably see that and say, well, I already got something like that, why do I need another one? But between us being stuck at home and a revolutionary new console that Nintendo came up with, New Horizons was the best-selling Animal Crossing game ever. And I unfortunately think it's going to stay that way for a while. Which means Nintendo has to strategically release this new game. It's up to them to figure out the best time to plop an Animal Crossing in our laps. New Horizons was definitely a huge reason a lot of people purchased a Switch 1. The series is a great introduction into the gaming world. It's easy to pick up, simple to play, which means a lot of people who maybe weren't interested in games like Mario Kart or Zelda now had a reason to buy the console. There was something that interested them. Will a new Animal Crossing interest them on a new console? On top of figuring out how to get normies to buy a new console, Nintendo's going to have to predict when a more hardcore gamer is going to be interested in getting their hands on another installment into the series. On top of a large number of non-gamers who played New Horizons, there was also a surge in those typical hardcore, will buy almost everything gamer who also picked up Animal Crossing who may have never played one of the games in the past. With the exception of a new Paper Mario that released in 2020, New Horizons was really the only big title that came out that year. And Paper Mario still only sold like 3 million copies. So while that's still pretty successful, it comes nowhere close to touching New Horizons' 40+ million copies. Those hardcore gamers are usually looking for that big game to play every year. And with COVID screwing up development for other titles, this was most likely the only thing on their radar when it comes to Nintendo first-party games anyway. Which means if these gamers want to play the new title for the year, they had to play New Horizons. There was nothing else. This makes me wonder if Nintendo would do the same with a new Animal Crossing title. Would they make the next game the only big ticket item for the year? If so, we probably won't see a new title in 2025 since we're most likely getting Mario Kart 9 or whatever it's going to be called. But again, this isn't always the case. We did get Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, as well as Mario Odyssey in 2017. So a few heavy hitters for the console's first year anyway. Will Nintendo repeat this pattern? Will we get a bunch of huge first-party titles in 2025 when the Switch 2 releases? Who the heck knows? Only Nintendo does, and maybe they don't even know right now. All you need is for something to go incredibly wrong with the game, and whatever timeline was strategically planned goes out the window. For some reason, the pessimistic side of me is coming through for this. I have this nagging feeling that we aren't going to see an Animal Crossing in 2025. And this has nothing to do with the random tweet ages ago that predicted something in 2026. It feels too good to be true to get an Animal Crossing this year. How do you get people to buy the new game? The hardcore gamer will have plenty to play, probably won't pick up the new title to kill time, and the normie might not be interested in buying a brand new piece of tech the year it comes out to play a game that they can just go play on their perfectly good Switch 1. The only way to bring the gamers again is to make it the big release for the year. But on top of being due for a new Mario Kart, we're also due for a 3D Mario game, a new Smash Brothers, Metroid Prime 4, maybe Splatoon 4. There are so many games that could come out in 2025 that Animal Crossing would have to compete with for their attention. In my opinion, a new game would have to release separately from all these titles to hit that hardcore market. The gamer guy is going to prioritize any of these titles over a cute, cozy life sim. But who knows, maybe those gamers figured out that Animal Crossing is fun after all. We'll have to wait and see what Nintendo's strategy will be. Who knows, maybe we'll get Mario Kart 9 as a launch title probably over the summer, and then they'll just pump out Animal Crossing towards the end of the year. That'll give people plenty of time to get bored of Mario Kart and want something else. I don't know why I'm trying to predict Nintendo's plan. They know what they're doing to the point that they perfectly accidentally released New Horizons at the same time that a pandemic happened. That was just a lot of luck. Or was it? No, yeah, that was just a lot of luck. Or was it? It's impossible to figure out what strategy the devs are going for this time around. I guess we'll just have to patiently wait for Animal Crossing New Space on our own time. When do you think we'll see a new Animal Crossing on the Switch 2? Let me know down below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!